Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mark Minard, host of Elevated Beyond, author of Story of You. I'm jumping on real quick. I actually have to get out and get home, but I have to share this story with everyone. It's been on my mind all week, and I don't want to forget about it. I went to a commercial shoot with my daughter, my awesome daughter, Harjana. Was on set. She had a commercial shoot earlier this week, and I got to spend time with this whole other company, this whole other team. And my daughter's 8 years old, so I went there. They needed one of the parents to be there with them. I brought my computer, my phone with me so I could do all my work for my company as usual. But when I go to these things, I'm always observing the way leadership and companies are ran. It always fascinates me, especially when companies are run really well. Hey, Janelle, I'm just going to share a story real quick about when I was on set with my daughter this week for her commercial shoot. I was watching how this whole team, I'm not even going to call them a team because they actually all worked against each other. I was watching how they worked or didn't work. And what I noticed was when my daughter was in the shoot, I had time to sit back with the camera crew, some of the other people involved. And I noticed there was this one guy, I don't even know what his job was there, but he was in charge of kind of getting each different set up. And the owner of the company, the person that was running it all, would come and talk to him and say, okay, I need you to go over here and do this. And he would almost roll his eyes, and he would come up with an argument as to why they shouldn't do what she asked him to do. Basically, almost trying to outwit her. And it was really weird. He came off as very oppositional, and in some ways he might have been right. But honestly, he just kept bringing the whole mission backwards. Little stupid things. This was part of the shoot was outside, so the plants were supposed to be freshly wet for the shoot. So on the camera, they look all shiny. And she asked him to get water and spray the plants. They were getting ready to shoot. And he's like, you don't spray plants by watering them. You have to get it down to the root. He's like, that could kill all the plants. And she was like, oh, really? And so then he was like, yeah, that's not going to work. We can't do that. And then it delayed the team another 30 minutes. And this guy wasn't working with the whole team for the mission of they needed the plants to be wet, literally, so they could get the right shot for the shoot for the team and move onward. But people like this just drive me crazy. It's so mediocre. He kept coming up with an argument for everything that she asked him to do. And I noticed when they sat back and they were talking, we were talking about what we did, and I asked, what do you do here? And he's like, I basically just sit here and wait what I'm told to do next. And I just had to keep my mouth shut for a minute there. And then from a leadership standpoint, here's what really blew my mind was the person that owned the company started approaching him very nervously, I'm wondering if it might be okay if you get the mulch and bring it over here for the next set. And it was like she was waiting for him to tell her no and why he couldn't do that and why she was wrong. And her leadership, first of all, wasn't looking well. She was too nervous to tell someone on her own team that she probably should have fired however long ago he had been there to even do his job. Secondly, you shouldn't have to wait to be asked to do anything. That dude should be looking ahead of time of what needs to be done next. I shouldn't have to sit here and be asked to do anything. I should be moving forward to get the whole team going on the mission. So as I got more upset, I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to have a little talk with the lady that runs this whole commercial thing here. I could help give her some leadership tips. What's up, Mr. Matt? And then I saw the lady standing on side and talking with some of her other crew and some of the other models, and she was sitting there gossiping about that guy behind his back. But she wouldn't confront him on anything. So then when I saw that guy standing there, I noticed he was sitting there with another guy gossiping about everyone else behind their back, talking about how stupid the owner is. And I realized this whole culture, this whole team sucked because they were all mediocre, and it started with a person up top who was accountable. She was starting the gossip. She was doing nothing about this guy. And here's what started blowing my mind is because I had to be on the set all day. I had my own work to do, but I noticed myself almost starting to get caught up in their gossip. And I realized it's so important of the environment that you intentionally create. So here's what I did. I wanted to punch the guy in the face because he was just victim mindset. Everyone's out to get him, blah, 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 blah. I was losing my mind. I literally just went into my car. I brought my laptop in there. I brought my iPhone in there. I turned on the air conditioning. I sat in there and I worked for like 4 hours. I came out and helped my daughter when she needed help. And I went back into my car. So whatever it takes to get away from these mediocre, gossiping type people, like if your right hand, it's like if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. If your right hand causes you to be mediocre, cut it off. Like I had to run away from these people, go into my car, do whatever it took to not get caught up into this culture of gossiping and victim mindset, because it's contagious. So, and I wanted to talk to them and help them, but I can't help a team where the person up top is the one setting this terrible example. So first of all, make sure that person isn't you. And if you work for a team that sucks like that, do your best to help set the example of personal accountability. And at a certain point, you always have a choice to leave and find somewhere better. It made me realize how awesome and how far my team has come, because I couldn't even comprehend that happening at Dreamshine now. Like I was talking to my program director about it, and I was like, this is normal to them, I guess. And they were telling me like, well, that's just the way it is in the commercial world. I'm like, okay, if you want to set your bar to average, guess what? You're going to be average. But none of you on here are average. So be awesome. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. God bless. I didn't punch the guy in the face. I ran to my car, did what I had to do to get away from that stupid gossip, mindless victim mindset. And that's what you all need to do. God bless.